West Denver. Sleep deprived and heavily caffeinated.
All right, let's do this then.
This is the Jeff and Bill Show.
I don't agree with that.
They don't always agree, but hey, at least they have coffee.
Coffee.
And each other.
I love you, man.
God help us.
I want to bless him. We need all the help we can get.
Now here's Jeff Hunt and Bill Thorpe. The Jeff and Bill Show on News Talk 710 KNUS.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. We're off the rails, literally.
Yes, we are. Fire
George
train.
Brockler texting in. How about the KFC chicken train shooting buckets into the...
when someone in KFC writes that they're giving out, if you have the app, giving out free buckets of chicken because they want more people to go to KFC. So when someone that is involved in copywriting says that you, an American citizen, can help us co-create the great KFC comeback, yeah, you should have pitched them chicken train.
There's certain phrases that just are like nails on a chalkboard.
Oh, absolutely.
For me, lived experience is another one.
Yeah, exactly. There's
like
so many
one,
of them.
it seems redundant. Like, was it
yeah.
a dead experience?
I know.
Or lived experience?
And if it was a dead experience,
isn't every
nobody's talking about
experience
it.
lived?
Yeah.
But then, co-create is another one. It's one of those corporate PR words.
Yes, it is.
It's so empty.
Yeah.
Like, really, we couldn't just pay you to create it? You had to go out there and co-create?
Yeah.
And what company doesn't actually listen to its customers and adjust along the way?
Yeah.
Every company does.
Every company does.
So
yes.
every company co-create. Oh.
Yeah, but here's the idea: is once they said co-creation, the people in the C-suite corner offices were like, that's giving ownership to the customer. Wow, that's amazing. We got to use that. Given that it sounds
and the
stupid,
board patted themselves on the back.
Yeah, we are so smart. Yes. Yeah, because again, and every one of those C-suite executives went home at night and said, "Honey, can I co-create dinner with you tonight?" No, they didn't. That's the stupid
There's
thing.
a really funny Instagram account it's an animated cat that translates corporate speak into plain English.
Yeah.
Right? Because this stuff here, you get this type of stuff, like co-create.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and one example is when the guy's like, we had certain challenges during the first quarter that we're going to amend with new strategies to bring up revenue, that type of thing. And the cat translates like, things were really tough in the first quarter, and we're out of ideas, that type of thing. Well, joining us this hour is going to be IHOP folks over at the local one here at 225 and Parker, showcasing some of the IHOP catering packages. So Billy and I get to eat and be happy and merry after fighting during the 6 o'clock hour. And then
is that why your son Steven came today? Because he has food coming.
He didn't even know. He just woke up and was like, "Hey, we're going to work with you, Dad."
He wins the breakfast lottery today. Congratulations, Steven. Good job.
Absolutely. So they're going to be joining us here in just a minute. 9 o'clock hour, we'll get into the death of public libraries. And I looked into Denver's public libraries. Record amount of money coming in. Only 25% of the services of the per capita attendance that they had 25 years ago. They're down 75% and getting more money? We'll talk about this with Zach Bissonette from the Free Press coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. But now it's time for News and Comment with Blake Olson.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, News and Comment.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, 74 and sunny and beautiful outside, expecting a high of 95 today. This portion of the news is sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story, terrorist Mohammed Solomon accused of killing one person after his attack in Boulder that also injured more than a dozen people, has a hearing today. It'll determine whether the state has enough evidence to move forward against the Hamas supporter. Jurors in Arapahoe County ready to hear opening statements in the trial of Colorado dentist James Craig, accused of poisoning and killing his wife, legal analyst Chris Decker.
We're going to look for the defense to be arguing that this was a biased investigation. It is a circumstantial case with no direct evidence.
Craig was arrested 2 years ago after his wife Angela became ill and died. Investigators claim Craig killed his wife by poisoning and using a protein shake with poison in it, a deadly mixture that included cyanide. Craig is facing murder and other charges connected to her death. Severe weather impacting millions in multiple states. Flash flood warnings hit parts of New York City and New Jersey Monday, where things got so bad the governor of New Jersey had to declare a state of emergency. Flights into and out of the region are still facing delays today as forecasters say scattered thunderstorms can be expected. Meanwhile, in Texas, rain hampering recovery efforts in flood-ravaged the Hill Country in central Texas, where at least 130 people died in July. In the July 4th weekend floods, and scores remain missing, of course. Inflation is up to the highest level since February at 2.7%. June numbers out today from the Labor Department show the consumer price index was up 0.3% from May. 47 putting Russia on notice that it's time to reach a peace deal with Ukraine. While meeting with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte at the White House on Monday, DJT said he will slap severe tariffs on Russia if no deal is made in 50 days. Trump also announced a new deal to sell top-of-the-line weaponry to NATO, including defensive Patriot missiles meant for distribution in Ukraine. Rory O'Neill from NBC News on with Jeff and Billy last hour, if you didn't hear it, talking about wartime drones and priorities for the U.S.
What we're seeing on the ground, or I guess in the air, in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine and with Iran and Israel, is that smaller, faster, cheaper drones may be more effective as wartime tools. And remember this, the Pentagon cannot buy products from Japan and then use them in our weaponry. So it's got to be homegrown, and that's where the problem is. We can build those big Predator and Reaper drones that are the size of a small plane, but the $400 one you get over at Best Buy, yeah, the Pentagon can't use those. So they're trying to find more domestic supply for the next generation of war.
Benny Johnson on X last night had DJT's daughter-in-law on, Laura Trump, of course, and she had some interesting words.
They hear it and they understand it. So hopefully we see that happen sooner than later. And that, I guess that would be my advice. But to everybody out there who's all worked up about it, there's
We're talking about Epstein, by the way.
no great plot to try to keep this information away that I'm aware of. I do just believe that maybe it's been slow rolled for reasons that hopefully we understand down the line. And I think we're probably going to get more transparency on it very soon.
And Johnson quoted on his X account, just got off the phone with the top federal law enforcement contact. The change in approach to Epstein has been dramatic. Expect more disclosures. Some very powerful people inside the administration now pushing for a special counsel and full press briefing on Epstein findings. The National Weather Service says a landspout tornado hit Franktown on Monday. It caused significant damage to a commercial building, causing a partial roof collapse. Luckily, there were no injuries. 71 in Castle Rock, 72 in Greenwood Village, 74 in Denver. Jeff and Billy continue.
The place that has the mermaid is the local. I find their coffee to be very acidic. Now, it could just be my personal taste.
I can't drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said, no, I don't want fries, a drink, or, a Cadillac. I just want to get 10 tenders.
Amen to that. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Continued very warm with a good chance of afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms. Lows tonight near 60 degrees. Temperatures will be cooler, just lower 80s Wednesday and Thursday as a front comes through. Showers and thunderstorms likely Wednesday evening, and again on Thursday. Weather is a service of L&L Heating and Air Conditioning. For quick, trustworthy, and dependable service, call L&L Heating and Air Conditioning at 720-851-1691. Visit them online at bestdenverhvac.com. That's bestdenverhvac.com. You'll be comfortable with L&L. Meteorologist Don Day in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. We're going to be joined here in just a minute by our friends from IHOP. I love, Bill, having friends in the food industry.
Oh, yeah.
It is like the smartest thing you can do. Have friends in tourism, travel.
Yes.
Have friends in finance.
Yes.
Have friends in the food industry. Political friends, they're good. But who's going to provide? Who's really going to deliver for you? Friends in the food industry. And we'll be joined by our friends over here at IHOP in a second. Bill, a headline coming from the Denver Post. I got to prepare myself here.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
Coloradans say politics is the state's top problem.
So, in other words, it's our fault. Jeff's gone crazy.
I feel like I have been yelling this for a decade. Stop electing Democrats. Oh, lo and behold, what's the state's top problem? Politics. Hey, guess what? There's one party that controls everything. One party that controls everything. Ain't Republicans. Ain't Libertarians. It's the Democrats. Here's the Denver Post. Coloradans still aren't happy about the state's cost of living, but told pollsters they're even more concerned about politics, and they feel relatively powerless to do anything about it. Okay. All right. Let me help you understand. There's two major parties. Third one, libertarians. Okay. Republicans are for limited government. Now, libertarians are for very limited government. Republicans are for limited government. There's one party out there that believes that the government and politicians can solve all of our problems if they just had more of your money. Those are the Democrats. So help me understand this poll. We, as a state, elected Democrats through and through our government at all different levels. Local, state, governors, senators, secretary of state, attorney general, everybody's a Democrat. The Democrats' party platform is that they believe that political leaders are the best to solve all of our problems, and they need more of your money, and they work every single year to take down Tabor. And now we feel powerless. We feel powerless. About 32% of people who responded to the annual Pulse poll commissioned by the Colorado Health Foundation said government and politics were the biggest challenges facing the state. That was more than twice the share who named the general cost of living or inflation, and 3 times the share who worried most about housing affordability. Last year, respondents listed the cost of living as the biggest challenge, followed by the cost of housing, government, politics, immigration, and homelessness. The poll doesn't suggest that people felt better about pocketbook issues, however. More than 80% said the general cost of living and the cost of housing were extremely serious and very serious problems in Colorado. About 3/4 said the same about the cost of health care and homelessness. The share of people rating those problems as extreme or very serious was similar to last year. The increasing concern about politics may reflect a sense that people in power aren't doing enough to fix the state's biggest problem. Let me read that again. The increasing concern about politics may reflect a sense that people in power aren't doing enough to fix the state's biggest problems. 32% Think about where we are as a state. You have elected Democrats everywhere. Democrats believe that government is the solution to all of our problems. Democrats believe in high taxes so that they have lots of money to redistribute the wealth and to run all their little liberal programs to try to solve all the problems that we face. And 10 years into a total Democrat control of the state of Colorado, people aren't happy. They don't believe that government is solving our state's biggest problems, and they feel overwhelmed about the size of government to the point that they believe that they are powerless to do anything about it. So let me help you, voters of Colorado, with this big problem we find ourselves in. Okay, top issue, according to this poll, Denver Post, top issue. Let me help you here. Stop electing Democrats.
Could you be outlining one of the reasons that people in the poll feel politics is the top problem in the state? Just to be facetious on this, just kind of look at it at a different level, at a different way. What I mean by that is, are the leaders inside of our state and other people connected to politics missing the point by playing teams? And what I mean by that is, when you heard that politics was the problem inside the state, you went immediately to party, where I would think the problem is the parties, both of them, functionally, that they don't want to work together. They want to blame each other. And on both sides, they have a series of pet projects that always seem to bubble up, and somehow the functional stuff that would help the average voter's life be better never gets solved. And there is a horse apiece on both sides of that, based on
I would give that if there was any power that Republicans have. That, like, Republicans sit down at the state capitol and twiddle their thumbs. All they can do is get up there and try to yell about the Democrats and the issues that they're passing. Okay? There is not. Democrats can do anything they want. They have total control of every single statewide office, near supermajorities in the House and the Senate. And lo and behold, the top problem, according to most Coloradans, government and politics, and they feel powerless to do anything about it. And I'm just pointing out, there's only one party in control, and that party's platform is to add more government to our lives. So maybe stop electing that party.
Well, maybe let's look at the word powerless inside there. Why would the average voter feel powerless? They're voters. They obviously know they can choose another party.
Well, and they're fine to elect that party. I mean, they keep electing these people, and then they feel powerless and they get mad at them.
No, but the issue is, what I'm looking at is the interpretation of powerlessness is the voter that feels powerless. You're looking at it as, I'm voting for the Democrat and now I feel powerless. What I'm saying is the voter feels powerless because in many cases, the vote doesn't necessarily matter. And part of that is the overwhelming Democrat majority in the state. But the other part of that is, what's the alternative that the Republican Party has been putting forward over the last decade? And there are some highlights for me. There are some Gold Star members of the Republican Party. Right. But the messaging from the Colorado GOP has been ass backwards for a long time. So when they say they're frustrated, what I hear from the voters are they don't feel like they have a choice, and it doesn't matter if we do a D or an R. Things are not going to get better because at the core, the people I am electing, regardless of party, don't care. That's what I'm seeing in that poll.
Oh, man, I see it totally different, and that's the show.
Yep, it is. That's the show.
In this case, people believe in what the Democrats are selling. They believe the dreams and the love, and we're going to take care of homelessness, and here comes Mikey Johnston, and he's going to solve all of our problems. And lo and behold, in light of electing Democrats to every office, total control, what have you, the voters of Colorado, found? To believe that government is the biggest problem, and you now are powerless. Congratulations. You have reached the end of the road of every Democrat leadership ever in all of history. People are poorer. Everything costs more expensive. You never solved any of our problems, and the government's bigger in every aspect of our lives. This is repeated over and over and over, whether it's Moscow or San Francisco. You put Marxists and Democrats and people that believe that government could solve all of our problems into power, and everything sucks as a result of it. So, I feel like reading this poll from the Denver Post is Coloradans getting exactly what you wanted, and this is the life we now live in Colorado. And so the solution, stop voting for Democrats. Let's go to the phone lines, Bill. I'm just all fired up over this one. Who do we got? Okay, we'll get him on here in just a second. Let's talk Dan Caplis with Dan Caplis Law. I've known Dan for well over a decade. Pro-life, pro-family, pro-faith, pro-America. He's right there with us on the values. That matters because who you choose to represent you in an injury case says a lot about you to everyone involved in the case. Dan Caplis, the son of a police officer and a former seminarian who's dedicated the last 40 years of his life to helping people who are hurt in serious motor vehicle crashes. Dan is also believed to be the only lawyer in Colorado history to win 5 straight multi-million-dollar verdicts in Colorado crash cases. Dan is also believed to have won the largest truck crash verdict in Colorado state history. Dan Caplis Law is so trusted, he's the official law firm partner of the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Avalanche. Dan Caplis Law is a serious firm for serious cases. Dan accepts righteous injury cases on a percentage fee basis so that he can represent good people from all walks of life without regard to ability to pay. So if you need Dan's help, give him a call. Here's the phone number, 303-770-5551, 303-770-5551, or hit dancaplisLaw.com. That's Dan, C-A-P-L-I-S law.com. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Doug Frederick. Good morning, Doug. You're on with Jeff and Bill.
Morning.
Morning. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, real quick, on the housing, which is huge here in Denver, you're seeing people exit the state because of the cost of living. And then with the government, the other thing that's high on the list, you can't separate the two. And a few things I've looked at, I don't have it at my fingertips, but I've got notes on it at home because we were thinking about moving. But the cost of housing is directly tied into the government, and that's directly tied into regulations. And I think it was around 23% of a single-family unit. The cost of that are the regulations in building that, and I think it's around 41% for multiple units. So you can't separate the government from the cost of housing, but everybody wants to blame it on the landlords and the big housing market sellers that are selling these houses. It's the fact that we don't have enough housing, and the houses that we do have cost too much because of government regulation. Thank you.
Nope, Doug, Frederick, you're exactly right, to the point where even Barack Obama was bringing that up. Ezra Klein talking about how liberals need to get away from the NIMBY, not in my backyard. All right, you want to have multifamily housing developments, that type of stuff. Try doing that in Boulder. Try building an apartment complex in Boulder right now.
Those are frat houses.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that is.
But they won't let you. They won't let you. And so as a result of these kind of anti-growth initiatives that have taken place around major cities, not a lot of housing options going in. So even Barack Obama calling that out.
Yeah.
All right.
And here's the thing: is I would say that I had a good point on that one, but. What you're looking at is what has been the messaging from Republicans about those easing on housing, etc. There has been some messaging, but if the issue is get rid of the government regulations, etc., that message or the way that they have tried to sell it hasn't resonated with voters. And so, again, when I talk about the idea of Colorado voters being frustrated with politics, that's part of my example, that the other party that is saying that the Democrats are doing all of this to make sure that you can't afford a house, but how good has their messaging been in order to break through? How effective have they been at getting out there and getting their message to the voters? Because the onus is on them in order to get there. So when I hear the frustration on politics, it's a pox on both your houses.
Of course you blame the Republicans.
No, I will blame both houses. It's a pox on both your houses. Yes, I blame both of them. Yeah, both parties are responsible.
And I blame the voters. This is why I'll never be an elected official. You guys are acting like a bunch of idiots. You keep electing Democrats, and then you're like, why does the government not work? And I feel powerless. Because you elected Democrats. That's why. All right, let's go to, is it Dormac? Yes. Dormac, yep. Highlands Ranch. Good morning, Dormac. You're on with Jeff and Bill.
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you.
Fantastic. So, love the show. Long-time listener. I think it's really interesting just to talk a little bit about the Republicans. They love regulation too. So the reality is they are very much into crony capitalism and passing regulation to help their corporate buddies cash big checks. So it's to say that they don't like the patronage process is ridiculous. They are just as addicted to the greenback and the dollar to get reelected as any Democrat that's out there. Republicans have, as mentioned, a terrible messaging system. It's not just poor, it's wretched, it's pathetic. It's something that's third graders, honestly, I think if they went to grade school kids and said, hey, what's a good platform? They would come up with something that's more cohesive and better than what they have right now, as opposed to whatever consultants or, fly-by-night roofing contractors they're using right now for their messaging.
What messaging would, Dormac, what would you like to see the Republicans say in this state to win?
To be pragmatic about their approach in terms of, and they have to take a lot of pages out of the Democrats' book for this, but to not be completely strictly honest and to go for candidates that are big tent candidates. If you go for somebody who's an ideological lightning rod, forget it. You're done. And that's why if you look at Colorado's about 70% baseline Christian, whether it's evangelical, Catholic, whatever. And yet, who do they have as a governor? And they've got the most pro-choice state in the union. It's codified in the Constitution. How did that happen? And so the Republicans have failed continuously in terms of what they do for the candidates they find and not going for the Big Tent. You have to compromise. If you don't compromise, you lose, and the other people run the show. And that's where they've been.
Dormac, appreciate the call.
It's a great point, Dormac. You're right. Yep. Our government was set up by our founding fathers in order to force compromise, and we have forgotten that. We've decided to play our politics like we have our NFL teams.
But I mean,
and you put on a jersey,
Democrats.
and then any loss is a win for the other guy.
Not a single pro-life Democrat elected in Colorado. Not one. And we talk about the Republicans having to compromise? All right. We'll continue. You're listening to the Jeff and Bill Show. We got IHOP coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Leader News Talk 710 KNUS.
Bill, there's some real perks to our job here.
Yes,
on the
there
Jeff
are.
and Bill show. One of them is our friends that make food come by and bring us some great food. Live in studio with us is Bobby Hancock and Jaye Birdsong. Now, Jaye, you're the general manager at the IHOP at 225 in Parker's, just down the street. Let's pull that mic real close to you. Sorry, we were talking about food. Didn't even get you set up.
I'll come in and do it. I'll come there.
I got it. There we go. Okay, and then Bobby, pull that real close to you right there. All right. So, what do you guys got for us today?
Oh, we brought you some, basically a catering package. Scrambled eggs, crispy breakfast potatoes, bacon, sausage, pancakes, and then we threw in some French toast and some extra topping for you guys. Strawberries, blueberry
I didn't even
combo.
know IHOP catered. I didn't
either.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And so it's a package. How much does the package cost typically?
There's 3 different sizes, so anywhere from like $100 to $350, depending on how much you want to do.
And how many you want to feed?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So a traditional package like the smaller one would feed how many people?
Like 10.
Yeah, 10
maybe,
people?
Yeah, might be able to squeeze a couple
For
extra in
$100? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's basically
It's a pretty good deal.
If my math is right, that's $10 a person. So what do you got for us, Bobby? Tell us what's in this package here.
Yeah, that package is actually $125 on that one. It goes down as you go up, though. We sell it up to 40 people. But yeah, the crispy breakfast potatoes, the bacon, the sausage, the eggs, that's pretty common. And then you can get your topping. You can either do French toast, pancakes. We also do breakfast burritos. We do burgers on catering. We do a lot of different stuff. We have a whole package, a whole catering menu. People can find that online or stop into your local IHOP and get one as well. So
great thing for maybe a manager. You're going to host some breakfast for your staff team. They come in and lo and behold, IHOP catering to kick off the morning. Yeah. You want to see people motivated?
Yeah,
There
again,
you go.
You're coming off, you're coming off the summer. We're rolling into the fall, especially, if you're starting back to school. We're getting administrators and teachers are rolling back in. This is a great idea, I would say, for, if you're the principal and you're working on getting this team excited as they're coming into the new year. This is a great way to say hello. You're a sales manager. You've got to get your team together. You're rolling out some new type of packages that you want to go out there and make sure they are energized to sell. This is a great way to give them a reason to come in, hang out with you. And right now, I'm having the eggs. These eggs are fantastic.
How did you get food?
Because one of us was paying attention when they put the food out. The other person was being nice with Bobby. And so, yeah, I went and got the food. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I love it. Now, again, these are fresh eggs, so this is just as good, if not better, than what you're going to be able to do at home. Nothing like those powdered eggs that you used to get at the cafeterias and stuff like that at school. These are fresh eggs. They're absolutely wonderful. They're not greasy. You've got wonderful bacon. And the thing here is the bacon that I love with IHOP, and I'm going to grab some of this one. You see, I got my napkin. If you see me on the video, I got my napkin right under my chin here because I got to make a mess. Is that it's not overly greasy, and they don't overly crisp the bacon. The just outside edges of the bacon are crisp, but you still have all of that wonderful bacon flavor on the inside. It's still chewy. You have that texture that you really enjoy. And so it is done absolutely perfectly. It's not greasy. It's not overly crispy. It's not going to fall apart in your hands, but it is just stiff enough that it'll hold the texture in your hand, but also goes a little bit limp. So, this is good. The bacon is done exactly right.
Watching all of our staff just walk away with plates full of food.
Exactly. You're just watching.
Tom Muller just left KRKS powered to you by IHOP this morning.
And Jeff can't do anything because he's stuck behind the microphone. And one of us has the food. Yeah, you should see the size.
Sales guys are leaving all of Salem, Denver.
I'm lifting this up. You got to see the size of this freaking piece of French toast. That's nuts. Okay, where are you guys getting this bread? Because this bread is like 1.5 inches thick. Where are you pulling this from? This is crazy. Because, again, French toast, you're throwing it down into most places. They'll do the regular sandwich bread. You're doing it at home. You're stuck with the sandwich bread as well. How you guys going, big time on the French toast? Talk to me about this.
I think that comes from Rosalina's Bakery, is the manufacturer of that French toast.
That is fantastic. It's huge. I mean, this is an enormous. I'm sorry. I'm going after this.
So Rosalina's Bakery, is that a local?
No.
Or is that national?
Yes.
Rosalina's Bakery.
This is. Huh. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is enormous. How am I gonna? I'm gonna have to snake this thing. Okay. Oh no! I can't in my mouth. Oh wow. That French toast. That's It's just enough of the sweetness that hangs out from the eggs, but it's not overdone. It's still moist. It's still soft. I do the French toast rather than the pancakes because Pancakes just seems like an excuse to eat cake in the morning. But French toast, you can say at least I'm having
you have
bread.
a lot of guilt.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't actually make a pancake. A
No,
lot of people
I
don't
can't.
know this.
No.
Bill admits this.
Yeah. I
For
can't make
whatever
pancakes and I can't
reason,
make rice.
It's like the
Can't.
powder water
Yeah.
onto a pan.
Can't do it.
Can't
I'm
figure
awful
it
at
out.
I am awful. Those are two things I cannot make. We had rice last night for dinner. Couldn't make the rice. Had to get one of the kids. I'm like, can you come here and make the rice? Because I will mess it up. I don't know why. It's just this black hole I have. But, this French toast, this is the way you start your day.
Now-
I mean, this is enormous. This is soft. This is moist, crispy on the outside. Holds on to the syrup, which is the key to really good French toast. This is awesome. I'm going to eat. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
I mean, Bobby's going, that's good. It's a good descriptor.
Yeah, he does a great job. Yeah.
Corporate IHOP's going to hire you.
That's right.
Too.
He should be on our commercials.
Yeah,
You
but
should
at least,
be on
and I
our
promised that I
commercials.
would never use the words of a co-create because we were talking about that earlier. The marketing words. I'll never use that.
KFC. Well, I was telling Bobby comes in. I was like, yeah, we're talking about KFC. He goes, oh, it's too greasy. I hate it. And I was like, that's
Yeah.
exactly what Bill
Exactly
said.
it.
It is.
So good.
Jay Birdsong, general manager at the IHOP at 225 and Parker. Jay, tell us about the business. It's located in that King Soopers parking lot, so you may not see it right as you go by 225 and Parker. So tell us how to get there.
You will turn on Peoria and go right into that parking lot. And we're kind of, and we're in a corner unit. And when you see the beautiful patio with all of the flowers on it, that's us.
Yeah, and it seems relatively new. I don't know how many years you guys have been there, but
It was a brand new build about 2.5 years ago.
right. So everything's like fresh and clean and nice and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's a great location.
it's a really, really nice store.
Now, Jay Birdsong, general manager of the IHOP 225 in Parker. It's one that's right close to us, here in studio with us. Talk to us and our listeners about your IHOP journey. Where did you start with the company, and how did you get to the position of general manager? And then, most importantly, what keeps you coming back day after day after day to that IHOP?
Okay, my IHOP journey, I was actually hired on as a general manager. So I've been with the company about 5 years. I started out in the Highlands Ranch location, and then I was moved to open this brand new store. I was really grateful for that opportunity. It's been the first time I've got to open a brand new store in my restaurant career. And what keeps me going are the little things every day, the improvements that I can make in my store, making it more efficient, making it brighter and better for our people. My staff is another reason why I go to there every day, and they make it enjoyable. We have fun, so that keeps me going back.
Yeah. That's Jay Birdsong. She's the GM of the IHOP off of 225 and Parker Road. Did you have a background in restaurant management before you came over to IHOP?
Yes.
And why did you want to join IHOP?
It was the company looked really good, and Bobby was working for IHOP, and he introduced me to the company, and just the way that they do things, it's very responsible, not like some other restaurant owners. They're very responsible. There's a great emphasis on standards, cleanliness, food, all of that. There's a real high emphasis on that, and those things I align with those values.
IHOP's also a really fun company, which the battle they had with Wendy's, I will never forget. IHOP, do you remember that? Mm-hmm. On
that was pretty fun.
Bill, do you remember that on X with the it was April Fool's Day? And they said they were coming out with a new name, rebranding IHOP, the International House of Pancakes, to IHOB, the International House of Burgers.
Yeah.
And Wendy's lost its mind.
Oh, yeah. That was a really good one. Now, okay, Jay Birdsong, general manager at IHOP at 225 in Parker. On that IHOP menu, what's your guilty pleasure? What's that thing that you probably shouldn't be eating every day, but if you could, every day of the week?
I really love the jalapeno kick burger.
Why? What about it?
Whoa,
I mean, yeah, it's spicy. It's like juicy. It hits the spot when you're in the mood for something that's just gonna make you feel good. Like that's the one.
How is a jalapeno burger put together? What is it? What's done? What makes it special?
So it's our Black Angus burger patty, and we've got a blend of yellow onions, serranos, and jalapenos. Ooh. That goes on there with our 4 cheese blend. It's all melted together, bacon and mayonnaise.
Nice. Okay, so you're taking the jalapenos and the serranos in order to kick that spice up, because the serranos are going to kick harder than the jalapenos will, but then you're cooling it down with the mix of the cheese along with the mayo.
Yeah.
And so it finishes. Oh, that's nice.
It's just the right amount of spicy. I like spice, but I'm not into burning my face off.
Yeah.
And that's a really good burger.
Okay, now between all of us right now here, all of us, doesn't that suck as you get older? All of a sudden you can't eat the spicy food you do when you're a kid.
Yes.
You're like, what the hell happened to me?
Right. Wow. So we're joined live in studio by Jaye Birdsong, General Manager at the IHOP at 225 in Parker, and Bobby Hancock, VP of Operations. I think that's the right title, right?
Director.
Director of Operations. For 8 IHOPs.
8, soon to be 9.
Soon to be 9, growing all along. What? Look, we're seeing headlines all the time. Restaurants closing, especially in the city of Denver, problems that they're facing down there. But you guys expanding, thriving, doing great. What makes you different? How are you surviving in this economy?
You know, recently we just came out with the value meal. The house favorites were $7. Sorry, I almost said $7.10 for your radio station. But yeah, it's $7 here in the Denver market, 5 days a week. And people want to go to a restaurant where they get value. They feel like they get nice big portions. It's worth going in for. Our portions are huge, and now with that lower cost menu, people really see the value.
Yeah, so we're talking here with Bobby, and he manages soon-to-be 9 restaurants here in the Denver metro area, and we're highlighting IHOP's catering this morning. They brought in the full catering spread. It is the pancakes, the French toast, the bacon, the sausage, the eggs, and the potatoes. Here's the thing. If you're trying to feed about 10 people or so in your office, that's going to run you about $10 a plate. If you were with us earlier in the hour, like last hour, we were talking about KFC, and KFC charging you $25 for 10 tenders. Here, we're doing $10 a plate, and you can feed your face. These are the giant pans of eggs and French toast. I mean, this is putting KFC to shame based on the value that they've got here in the studio today. This is insane. If you guys are doing any sort of a gathering, you're doing any sort of a breakfast operation, you've got to roll out something in the morning. You got to get the team excited. You're doing some sort of a presentation. You've got a club that meets during the morning, and maybe the place that you're at doesn't serve breakfast. This is a wonderful value that is going to make sure that everybody goes home happy with a full tummy.
And is it
not a better way to spend your cash.
Delivery as well, or do they swing by and pick it up? What's the operation?
So there's 2 ways to do it. A lot of people will find us on Easy Cater, which is and they will come up and pick it up and deliver it to your house.
Right.
Otherwise, you can pick it up yourself anytime.
Swing by.
Save a little bit of money doing that way.
Well, the guy that introduced us all to this and got this great relationship going is Mike Boyle. You know him from the Mike Boyle Show. He's called in. Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, good morning, Mike.
Jeff and Bill and IHOP.
Good morning. Good morning, all. Listen, you know, I just went to Jaye's store recently, and I had a bacon, avocado, eggs Benedict, slices of tomato, and hash browns. It was otherworldly, but I want to let people know that a week from Saturday, the 26th, I'm going to be broadcasting from that store, and what a lot of people don't think of is IHOP for dinner. We do the steak bits, the fish platter, and the chicken fried steak for $7.10 with 2 sides, and it is absolutely fabulous. So, yeah, they've got great breakfast, they've got great burgers for lunch. Don't forget dinner for IHOP either.
Yeah, those steak tips, Mike, you are absolutely right. Those steak tips can go toe-to-toe with some of those fancier restaurants where you have to pay up and get a valet and stuff like that. Their steak tips are next level. Yeah.
Well, and you know what? They're very reasonably priced regular, but on July 26th, $7.10. So,
can't beat that.
I'd like to invite people to come out. And by the way, we've just scheduled another morning show appearance at a store coming up on August 27th. So all of that stuff's on my website. I'm sure it's on the station website as well.
Yeah, so next Saturday, go on out, hang out with Mike Boyle right at 225 in Parker Road. Jaye Birdsong's the general manager of the IHOP there, hanging out with us, and you are going to get a fantastic deal. You got to try those steak tips. They're so good. They're so good. For $7.10, you are stealing money from IHOP. I hate to say that while Bobby and Jay are in the studio, but you are stealing money from them.
Bobby,
go and do it.
Director of Operations going, yep, is kind of true.
Yes.
Well, Mike, you pulled the whole relationship
You did,
together.
Mike.
We love it. Thank you so much, and thanks for calling in, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, listen, you're making me hungry driving down the road.
Dude, if you get here quickly enough, we'll save you some, but I can't say we'll save all of it
I
for you.
I might. Well, I'm on my way, but I might even have to. If there's no food left by the time I get there, I might have to swing by. I try to try new items, but I might go back to that bacon avocado eggs Benedict. It was
so good.
that good.
Mike, thanks so much.
Thanks, Mike. Have a great day.
We've got folks from IHOP in previewing and showcasing their catering. We'll continue the conversation. You're listening to The Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's talk leader, News Talk 710 KNUS.
Wake up, Denver. There's no better place to start your morning than IHOP, where the pancakes are fluffy, the coffee is hot, and the smiles are endless. Wednesday, August 27th. Join Jeff and Bill as they broadcast their show live from IHOP at 1595 South Colorado Boulevard in Denver. You're officially invited to be part of the excitement. Come grab your favorite breakfast and watch the Jeff and Bill Show in action from 6 to 10 a.m. Don't forget to try the special Jeff and Bill breakfast, pancakes, any style eggs, and crispy bacon, all for just $7.10. It's a deal as good as their hot takes. All they need is you. Bring your appetite, bring your friends, and kick off your day with great food and great conversation. See you Wednesday, August 27th at IHOP.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. Joining us live in studio, Jaye Birdsong, General Manager of IHOP at 225 in Parker. And we also got Bobby Hancock, Director of Operations for 8, soon to be 9 IHOPs, and they're showcasing us today their catering. We've got you catered. Lots of options. They have a griddle faves that feed 6 to 10. And then you've got breakfast combos, feeding anywhere from 6 to 10 people on up to 40, plus burritos, then burgers, sandwiches, and chicken. Build your own burger chicken sandwich box.
Oh my gosh. How is that going to go over with the kids or some sort of sports team or anything else? Or, the group that you've got on a Friday afternoon, having them build their own burgers or chicken. I mean, this is the thing, is the reason we're bringing the people from IHOP in is that they are proud partners here with this show and the station. They support us. We support them. We go and eat there, as you heard from Mike Boyle. But also, this is about bringing value into your life and options for you. This is delicious, freshly prepared food. They do it right, and they're going to save you money. You are going to be much happier making the choice going to IHOP and then walking out of there after you've seen the bill and you have the full tummy than you will going to any of those fast food places and many of those restaurants. Again, the French toast. I'm going to have to go to the French toast over here. It is absolutely incredible. The size, you can't see it on the camera. The size of that darn thing. It is huge. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. Oh, it is amazing. So we're talking like $10 a plate or better if you're doing their catering. Who knew? I had no idea IHOP did catering. This is an incredible value, and you're getting free food, and I'm talking with a mouthful, so I'm going to give it back to Jeff right now because this is so good.
Go to IHOP.com/catering, IHOP.com/catering, or visit your local IHOP to order this. You will be the winner in your office.
Yep.
In the house with the sports team, as you mentioned, show up, and really the costs are so reasonable. Why you wouldn't take advantage of this?
Yeah, because if you're in charge of these type of parties, these type of events, the bottom line is cost per plate. That's how you're coming down on this. You and I, you know that, I know that, we all know that. It is going to come down to cost per plate. What is your budget? How much is it going to cost you per plate to feed the people in the group? They're doing it here for about $10 a plate. That's crazy good. You're not going to find that in any other place, and especially delivering this quality of food. And plus, you've got the menu that goes breakfast, lunch, dinner. You can swing through whatever fits your event, whatever fits your particular group. There is, just like it's not one size fits all. You can custom fit for your event the type of food, the type of people you're trying to feed, and it's going to make sure it doesn't dent your pocketbook. This is fantastic. Check out IHOP Catering. Sausage is so good.
Well, Jaye, Birdsong, and Bobby Hancock, thank you for being just great friends. Bobby texted me, and it's just like, hey, we got catering packages. I can swing by Tuesday.
So good.
Bro,
so smart.
Of course. We'll love it.
Yeah,
you guys are great friends. We love our partnership with you. Yeah. And as Mike pointed out, he's doing a live broadcast coming up here soon with you guys. And then we will be August 27th. Live broadcast as well, so lots of options to come hang out with the IHOP. But
I'm excited. Yeah.
Those live broadcasts are always fun.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
I have a good time.
It's so much fun.
You get to hang out with people. You get to meet the director of operations as well as the GM of the local IHOP and the people that
That'll
work
be
there.
the 27th of next month, but the next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday at Parker and 225, Mike Boyle Restaurant Show's giving you the best deal in town. $7.10.
Mike's going to be at your restaurant, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be out Jay's.
That's awesome.
Yeah, listen, just between you and me, this is a time in which you can actually steal money because the value that Mike is giving you on 710KNUS on those menu items, dude, do not miss this. Next Saturday, go clean out the place. It is absolutely fantastic. Some of the best menu items, and they've got it for you for $7.10.
IHOP.com/catering. Did you want to say something?
I was going to say, I think those prices are better than half off.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Yeah. That's nuts.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Better than half off.
You do not miss that steak tips. If you've been curious about them, $7.10, you will not regret it.
IHOP.com/catering. Griddle, breakfast, burgers, sandwiches, and chicken, all there. You could be the hero of your office pool. You're listening to Jeff and Bill.
I'm getting seconds. This is KNUS.